Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at how to get started in Cubase. One of the first things you want to do is go up to File, click on it and create a new project. And this is the window that you will see. We want to go over to Project Folder and we're going to call this one simple, just one. And then we're going to click on Create an Empty Track. This is the window that will appear. The next thing we want to do is to go up to Studio and we're going to set up your audio interface. We're going to go down to Studio Setup and we're going to go over and you can click on this and a drop down menu will come up and you can click on your audio interface and press switch and then press OK. The next thing we want to do is go up to Studio and set up audio connections. This menu will appear. You can click on this icon here and it'll open up left and right channel. Make sure that your audio device is connected and your speakers are connected for the output. Then we're going to go to inputs and look at that and do the same thing. And then we can close that. And now you're ready to start your first project. In this window here, on this side, what we want to do is to right click and go down to add instruments. Go to drop down menu and we're going to click on Halion Sonic and we're just going to call this one piano. Press add track. You see your track will appear over this side. What we want to do then is there's a little speaker icon. We click on that till it turns yellow. Now in this window, we're going to click on piano. We're going to go down to all pianos and we're just going to pick acoustic grand piano and it'll appear over here. And that's your piano. We can close this window now. With Cubase, we are going to use chord pads. If you don't know about music theory, you can use chord pads to make simple chords. What we do is we go down to the lower zone where it says Mix Console Editor. It has sample control and chord pads. If you can't see this area down here, it might be closed. You can open it and close it up here by pressing the middle tab, or you can open and close on your left hand side and open and close on your right hand side. We'll go down to chord pads and we click on chord pads. If we go down to this icon and click on it, we can load chord pads. It's in scale of C sharp minor. We'll just stay in that one today and your chord pads will show up here. If you press them, these are chords that are already made up for you and you can use them. We're going to create a 4-bar loop. The first thing we want to do is to grab the pencil. We can go up here and click on the pencil and the icon will change to a pencil. We go up to 4, hold down and we can make a 4-bar loop. If we go down here, we can press this button and this will give us a continuous loop. So when it gets from 4, it gets to the 8 bar, it'll go back to 4. I'll just show you if I press play. And it'll continue as long as that button is played. Now what we want to do is we want to grab some chord tracks and put them into our project. We go back up and grab our pointer. We'll start off with the C and just drag and drop it. Then we'll go for a B. We'll go for an A. And we'll grab an E. And that's our 4 chords. If you press play, is we want to glue our 4 bars together. We're going to hold down and highlight all four of them, go up to our glue tool, bring it down, and we're going to click on them, and that will glue it all together. The next thing we want to do is we want to go up to this area, and we're going to right click on the mouse, and this drop down menu will appear. We're going to duplicate track, and a new track will appear. We're going to go in and click in this area, and we're going to rename this one and call it lead. We want to go up to the eraser, click on it, come down, and we're going to delete this part here. Then we're going to go back up, get our pointer, and we're going to go down and click on to the piano. We're going to open up your left hand side. If you can't see it, it'll be this icon here, which will open it up and close it. We're going to go down to MIDI inserts, and we're going to click on here and go down to Apache SX and open up. This will give us a MIDI on this channel. If we press play now, you'll hear the MIDI working. We're going to go up and press here, and we're going to get a preset. We're going to go to classic arps, and we're just going to go on classic arp. And we're going to change this one to 8, and we're going to change the length to 4, and then we can close this. If we press play now, it'll give us a MIDI. The next thing we want to do is highlight this area here. We're going to go up to MIDI with the drop down menu, and we're going to go to merge MIDI into loop. Click on it. When this window comes up, and we're going to leave this one clicked on, include inserts, and we'll press OK, and this will create a MIDI track for us. As you can see, the lines on this track means there's two tracks, one on top of the other. If you click on it, we can drag the track down, and we're going to place it where our lead is. Now, if we go back to the start and we press both or press play, both will play together. Next thing we do, we're going to change the colors on these, and you can highlight the piano, and I'm going to go up here beside piano, click on here, and I'm going to make the piano orange. Go down to the leads, and we'll make the leads blue. So now we can see it. It makes it easier for us to see. The next thing we want to do is go up to piano. We're going to click on the piano. We're going to right click on the mouse, and this menu will appear. We're going to go down to duplicate track, and a new track underneath this will open up. It will be called Piano D, which is a duplicate. If you click on it or double click on it and we press backspace, we can rename this, and we're going to call this one bass. And we'll also change the color on this. We'll change it to purple. We're going to go up to the base. We're going to highlight this, and then we're going to double click on it. And in the lower zone, this will change to the editor. We're going to go over here and click, and this will make the editor bigger. If we go up to this area and click on it, we can press G and we can press H on the keyboard, and that will make this area larger or smaller. We're going to hold down and highlight these notes up the top and press backspace, and that will delete it. The next thing we want to do is hold down the right button on the mouse. This menu will appear. We can go across to the scissors, and we can click on the scissors. With this, we'll be able to cut up our notes. We'll just go along and cut each one into 4, and then we can close this window. Now, if I just solo that and we press play, now we'll have a bass, a piano, and we'll have a lead. You can go back up here and turn them back off again, and we'll go back to the mix console. We leave the piano as it is, but we'll go down to the bass. We'll press this icon here and open up the window for the bass. We'll go into bass and we're going to find a nice bass sound. We look for a dance bass. There's one there. We click on that, and that will give us a bass. We can also go into the bass, click on it again, open up this window again, go across. This time we will highlight the notes. They'll go black. If you hold down Shift and go to the arrow up and down, press down, and this will drop the bass down an octave. And we close it. Now we'll solo and listen to the bass again. And this is to give us a bass sound. Turn the solo off, and we'll also turn off all these, and we'll go back to Studio Mixer and we'll have a listen to it all together. This time we're going to go into the lead. We're going to click on this icon again, and this time we're going to go and look for a lead. We go into synth lead, and we will go down and find ourselves a nice lead. I like the saw. We click on that. That'll do. Close that window and have a listen to it again. That sounds much better already. We're going to go up to the lead. We're going to press on the leads, and we're going to make another copy of the leads, which will appear underneath. And we'll click this one into it, and we'll change this and call it leads, and we call it pluck. And we go up, and like the last time, we'll change the color and we'll change it to green. We're going to change the sound of the lead pluck, and we're going to go in, click on here, and this window will open up. In this window, you can go into synth leads, and we're going to go down here and look for a pluck sound, but we can also go up here and we can type in pluck. Press enter, and it'll give us some pluck sounds. We can take the middle one, click on that, and then we're going to go up to the attack. We're going to turn the attack down, and we're also going to turn down the release. And if I press play now, that's grand. And I'm going to close that window. Now, if we go back, turn the solo off, and we have listened to all of it together. We want to highlight this area, and we're going to extend this out from 4 to 28, and we're also going to extend this bit out as well. And this will give us a 6-bar loop. We can close this area now, so we don't need it anymore. Next thing we're going to do is going to put in a drum part. In Cubase, you can use drums that are already made for you. So we go down to add instrument, We go into Groove Agent SE. If you can't see it, you can click down this menu and find it. And we're going to name this part drums. Just add track. We'll open up this area again and we'll just change the color to yellow. Now we can close this area again. Now for our drum part, if we go into where it says kits, we can click this drop down menu and this will give us all different styles of drums and different kits. We're going to click on dance kits and we're going to go down and find one. We'll use this one here. If we double click on it and this window will open up, we can now close this window and this will load up pads. You can use these pads to make your own drum kits or your drum patterns, or you can click on patterns and Cubase has patterns already made for you. If I press on this, and all you have to do to use them is to drag and drop them in. Use that for the start, and then we'll use this one. Then we close the window. We play that. Okay. The next thing we want to do is go up and we want to get the mute tool. This is it here. It's the X. You click on it, come down, and we're going to mute some of the tracks. We'll start with two of these. We'll mute this one. And we'll also mute the end too. Now press play. That's grand. Now what we want to do is we want to go up and get the eraser tool, and we're going to erase the parts of the track that we're not using. Then we go back up, change back to this. We're going to press and highlight all of it. Get the glue tool, bring it down and click on it, and that will glue all our tracks together. The next thing we want to do is we want to put on some reverb, and what we're going to do is put on a reverb track on its own channel. We go down here, click in this area, go down here, press effect track, and it'll say reverb. You can pick it here. We'll pick this one. We'll just call it reverb 1. Press enter and you will see the reverb comes up. This is our reverb plugin. We leave everything the way it is. We'll put the level up a little bit. Close that window. And as you see now, we've created a reverb track on its own channel. To use the reverb, we'll go up to piano. If we solo the piano and press play, we can open up this window. In here, we click on reverb 1. We turn it on and add as much reverb as we want to. And we do the same with the bass. Click the reverb. We do the same with the leads. We turn the solo off. Now we'll have a listen to it again. The next thing we want to do is have a look at the EQ. We're going to start off with the drums, and we just solo the drums, and we press play on it. If we open up this window, we can turn these off. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put on a compressor. We're going to go down to Steinberg, click in here. We're going to use this compressor. Turn the release down, and we're going to set just there. So we only want a little bit of compression on it, and we can close this window. And now what we're going to do is we're going to click in here. We're going to go Steinberg down to EQ, and we're going to open up frequency. And this is give us an EQ, and we're going to do a bit of boost on some of these. The first boost we're going to do is around 80 kilohertz. And we're just going to give a little bit of boost, and that will give it a bit of boominess. And then we're also going to go up to around 5 kilohertz and give a little boost up there. And we can close them. The next thing we're going to look at the piano, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn these off, and we're going to open up, same again, frequency. This time we're going to go in this section here, we're going to go down section 1. We're going to turn this to the cut at 96, and we're going to cut off everything below 100 hertz. We just want to keep this area down here just for the bass and for the drums. We're also going to give it a couple of little boosts. What I usually do is down here, I give it a little boost towards the end. I'm going to give it a little boost around 200. And then we also give it a little boost at about 5. Here on the lead, we've done the same with the frequency. We just gave it a little boost at about 300. At 250 we took it down a little bit and we gave it another boost at 5k. On the leads pluck we done the same thing as before. We set everything back to 0 on the channel strip, on the equalizer. We put on a frequency and then we done a cut below 100. We also took a little bit out around 250, gave a little boost around 6k. The drums channel, we turned off everything on the equalizer. This time we gave it a little boost on the drums at around 80, and we also about at 6k we gave it a little boost as well. This time on the bass channel we done the same thing. We turned everything off on the channel. We put on a frequency and then we gave it a little boost at about 180, a distortion, and we also just changed a few things on it. We brought this down to around 109 or 1.9. We turned the mix down to about 50, and we also turned the tone down to about 5.6. We also went into the piano this time and we changed the piano sound and we changed it to the CP 2006, and we also made some adjustments. We turned the attack down a little bit. We also put some stuff onto the audio out. If I open it up and show it to you, on the audio out we put on a compressor. That's the settings we use for it. We also used a frequency as well. We gave it a little boost at about 100, took it down a little bit at about 250, and then at 20k we gave it a boost as well. We put on a de-esser. We also put on a solve clip just to bring everything together. Now, when we have all that done, what we want to do is we want to mix this down into an MP3 file that you can use and transport it or send it, or you can burn it onto a CD or do whatever you want with it. What we need to do is we need to take the locators and we'll bring it back to the start of the song, and then we go just a little bit past the song. Okay. What we need to do then is go up to File. We go down to Export Audio Mixdown. We just give it a name. We just call this one Track 1. And then on this one here is the path where you can send it to wherever you want to on your computer. For this one, I'll just send it to the desktop. I'll just send Track 1 to the desktop. And then all you do is press Export Audio. Now we go to our desktop and you will see your file on the desktop. If we click, it'll play. Okay, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, to click for notifications, and also to subscribe. And hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourself.